Good morning. Welcome to Movers and Shakers. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm very good.
What do we need to talk about today?
Well, today we have the amazing, beautiful, talented Jessica Patrick Granger from Toady Floral.
Yeah.
She's going to be interviewing with us about her rise to owning that fantastic business.
And it's a great story, really.
It is. It's such a great story, and she's such a fabulous person.
She is. One thing that, that I want to touch on, hopefully we get to it, is when it comes to local, we're just going to keep going. When it comes to local, a lot of people underestimate what local store owners can provide you.
It's absolutely true.
And hopefully we can touch on that.
Yes.
In the interview with Jessica. So we've got a lot going on. We don't need to rehash.
No,
we've got,
we're so busy.
Cocktails and creations coming up. We have a cooking class. Check out our Facebook page. Get those details. Please, please, please buy your tickets for the Feather Party on March 22nd. Go to our Common Thread Facebook page, go to the event section on that page, and click on Feather Party. There's a link to buy your tickets. $65 if you buy them in advance, $75 if you purchase them at the door. I think we had a meeting this morning and we figured out that the value of the evening is well over $120.
Well over
$120, and you're getting this deal for $65, which is a great price.
And you're donating to this amazing foundation.
Right.
And it's all about children, and it's all about living love and making dreams come true for our children.
Absolutely.
Yes. So it's a beautiful event, and
we had Doc Kessling on last week, so check out last week's blog. It's a long one, but it's
really informative.
Very informative, and you can hear a little bit more about the LOK Foundation.
Yeah, the story behind it.
The story behind it, as well as the event.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about the event in last week's episode.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot going on. Very busy month. We're kind of in go time move. I don't know if that's an actual phrase, but we got this event in about 10 days.
Yeah, I can't believe it's that soon.
And then the last week of the month is crazy for us. We've got wine tastings and cooking classes and art classes and trivia nights and just a lot going on. So,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I'm starting to think that I need a personal assistant, just like you.
I have a decent personal assistant.
Thanks.
I'm kidding. Becca's amazing.
Becca
is celebrating a birthday tomorrow.
Ooh, happy birthday, Becca.
Tomorrow, Wednesday.
Thank you.
We usually post this on Wednesday when we finally get it edited and put together. So when you hear this, it'll be Becca's birthday on Wednesday the 12th. So we'll wish her a happy birthday tomorrow.
Okay. Right. Happy birthday tomorrow. Beautiful,
thank you,
Becca.
So this small little town.
Yes.
They had interviews they were looking for a new detective.
Okay.
Small town. I don't remember where it was. So the chief brought in his first interviewee and, looked at his resume and noticed that, he didn't do the greatest in school, wasn't the sharpest tack, as it were, on the bulletin board, but he still wanted to interview him. So the first question he asked the guy is, what is 1 and 1? And the interviewee replied, 11. Well, the police chief thought, well, that's not exactly the answer I was looking for, but it's still a correct answer. 1 and 1 makes 11. So then he said, what 2 days start with T, the letter T? And the response from the interviewee was, today and tomorrow. Right?
Okay.
So, again, not necessarily the answer that the chief was looking for, but still a correct answer.
True.
Creative, as it were. Last question, he said, do you know who killed Abraham Lincoln? And the interviewee sat there and thought. He said, well, sir, I'm going to be honest, I don't know. I can't remember. And the chief said, okay, what I want you to do is leave, go home, think about it. When you have your answer, you can come back and tell me. So he leaves the interview, walks out, like strutting stuff, goes to the other interviewees waiting in the room and said, you guys can go home, I got the job. I'm like, really? That interview? You got the job? One interview? He said, yeah, you even got my first murder case.
doing good at these.
I am.
These are nice.
I have to give my props to Pastor Billy from the Village Church. He told that one in his sermon yesterday, or Sunday rather. So it was a good one. Thanks, Pastor Billy. So yeah, that was a good joke, wasn't it?
You make me want to bring a joke to the table.
I think you should.
I think I'll do it next.
The key is
next
delivery.
show.
The key is
delivery. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get a good one, and I'm gonna deliver it.
Yep. So let me stand on a soapbox for a bit.
Okay.
This weather is killing all of us, isn't it?
It's awful.
It is. We got more snow coming.
I choose to live in denial.
Well, you know, I don't live in denial. I accept the fact that it's coming, but I think we all need to just not let Mother Nature get us down.
Yeah, she's been a real bitch this year.
Can we say that on air?
It means a female dog.
Okay. And she really has. And, you know, even though the snow's coming, let's not let Mother Nature hold us down.
Yeah, let's not let her get us down.
Now, I don't want to say if you're not comfortable driving on the roads, obviously use your best judgment. But let's not let her keep us in our homes.
Okay.
You know, let's get out. Let's do stuff.
Toboggan down your
we're
driveway.
all tired of being indoors, right?
Yeah.
So, come on out.
Yeah, we saw a coyote this morning.
We did.
Here at Spire. First we thought it was a fox, then we realized it was far away, and as it got closer we thought it was a dog, and then we realized it's a coyote, which Jessica
Yeah, that was Jessica.
yeah, made a comment that it was a fox and a coyote hybrid, which she called
I don't know what she called.
a cox. Or she also called it a fiote. A fiote.
I missed that whole conversation.
Yeah, she's into the hybrids for the flowers, so.
Well,
yeah.
We'll have Jessica up in just a second.
She'll be coming right up.
Yeah, stay tuned.
All right. So we're here today talking with a wonderful dear friend of both Brad and I, Jessica Patrick Granger. And she is the most fabulous mover and shaker in LaPorte. She is definitely one of our favorites.
Mover and a shaker.
And she is a florist extraordinaire and a business owner here in town. And we've got an amazing little interview with her about her fabulous story.
Thank you.
Yes, Jess, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
I'm excited to be a mover and a shaker.
And a fabulous one at that.
Absolutely. Jessica is with Toady Floral.
Mm-hmm.
Got to put a plug in for Toady Floral.
I'm going to let her talk all about it. Actually, I got rekindled with Jess when I first moved back here, and I worked with Jess. I used to make the floral arrangements, and I favored the silk arrangements. That was my thing-a-ling. And Jess has done such amazing things.
It's a word.
In the
we make
past,
up our own words
yeah.
in the floral industry. Things are sticky.
Yes.
There's thing-a-lings.
Okay.
And her professional name at the shop was White Sugar, and I was Spicy Meatball. And we were making some arrangements.
So we're going to come up with a name for Brad today, too.
And yes.
Yeah.
How about thick steak?
I can't. I can't.
Well, I'll tell you what. In 4 years,
Do these names have a double entendre or something?
well, kind of. Ours was.
We're not going to comment on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We might have to edit if we do.
Thick
Well,
steak.
Jessica actually went from being an employee and a manager of Toadies to just owning the whole thing. And she remodeled the entire store, the entire way things were done there. Just had a plan and she rocked it out. Why don't you tell us about that?
We did. I was an employee for 14 years, and the beginning of last year had the opportunity to possibly buy the store. And so Mike and I just decided that we were going to do whatever we needed to do to become the owners. I mean, I loved working there, and I couldn't imagine not being there, and so it was just like the logical next step. You guys know, it's so different when you get up every morning and love to go to work.
Yes.
So we're lucky enough to get to do that, and it's pretty cool.
That is awesome. The best arrangements, let's talk a little bit about the cutting edge of the arrangements, because truly they're ahead of the curve. I mean, they're not just some regular little flower shop arrangement that you would expect from Northern Indiana. I mean, they're fantastic.
I was given a lot of creative, I got to kind of come up with things on my own. My wedding bouquet in 2012 actually won #2 in the Knot Nation by the Knot. It was a Teleflora sponsored contest, so pretty cool from Little Port, Indiana.
Woo, way to go! Yes.
It was very exciting, and I decided that if we were going to ever enter a contest like that, that it would be with something that was completely me. Like, this is my wedding bouquet, and this is something that, like, if I could do anything I wanted, here's what it is. And, obviously people were on board with that, because, #2 is not too bad.
It's not. It's not at all.
What are some of the things you changed when you purchased the store?
You know what? When you buy a business that's over 80 years in a town like LaPorte, there are a lot of things you have to keep the same. People are used to the tradition, and they're used to that customer service and that 100% like satisfaction and the awesome quality. So, I mean, we have the same girls. Like I said, I've been there for 14 years, so like, you walk through the door and you see the same faces. One of the biggest changes that we have done since we bought the shop was just with the gift items. We've really kind of like gone above and beyond what we ever did before with gift items. So, I mean, when you walk in now, there's jewelry and there's handbags and there's scarves and there's, new angels, and we just have a lot of things, which, we didn't necessarily have as much of that before, even though we were in such a bigger space. Yeah. So you walk in and it is a lot smaller because we're sharing the building now, but we have more than we ever did. So it's kind of fun. Like, people walk in and they're like, oh my gosh, like there's so much here.
Yeah,
so.
The inventory is absolutely awesome. I love to come in there, and it feels very nice.
It's small enough to still be homey, yeah, but there's a lot in that little space.
There's a lot. There is a lot, and it's well done too. I also love the flowers, actually, that you offer, because unlike most, florists in the area, you offer some really amazing exotic flowers. I mean, you can get anything from the black orchids to the most gorgeous, bird of paradise.
We can, as long as it's available to us, we can get it. And I love to kind of play with new things,
Yes.
So there's one of the girls' favorites right now is called a rose lily, and instead of like opening just like a lily with those like 5 or 6 petals on there, there's layers and layers and layers. So it's so cool. And just something that we haven't, ever seen before. So it is kind of fun to play with like the new things.
That is so cool.
The flowers change every day. People are engineering and trying new things and to get new colors.
Hybrids
awesome.
and all kinds of stuff. How cool is that?
And I think that's the important thing of being a mover and shaker is you see the changes that are happening in your industry, and you're following those trends. What do you foresee in the future with Tony Flora? What do you expect?
You know what? We have been completely overwhelmed by the community support, and it gets better and better every day. We're going to keep doing exactly what you expect of us. You're going to have the best quality flowers. You're going to have the best community, or the best service when you come in. My girls, like,
yes, they're so sweet.
They're friendly, they're
Everyone
fun.
the best.
Especially like when there's so many more aspects to like being a flower shop and to being a florist than like people think of, but you are literally with families on some of like the happiest and some of the saddest days. I mean, we go from weddings to funerals in like 20 minutes at the shop, and so you have to flip the switch, and you have to be like excited about someone's wedding, and then consoling because grandma, or they've just lost a father or someone. So I mean, the girls are awesome. They can make that change immediately and do exactly what they need to do. So I mean, we're just
so true, Jess. That's such a good point too.
You don't even realize it, and when I started, I didn't realize it. You think like, oh, I'm going to go to a flower shop and it's going to be fun, and everyone likes birthday flowers. But I mean, there are some sides to it, especially for funerals that are just really sad. Like, you have to be that person, there for that family. So
yeah, you give that love and kindness.
Yeah, it is,
and
it's
like it's being of service to others, which Brad and I talk about that all the time with our common thread, and it's an enduring quality that. Special.
Not just the service, like sometimes you're not just a chef, and
right.
Sometimes you're not just an artist, and not to say just a chef or artist, but sometimes I'm not just a florist. Like, sometimes those families or even the brides need more than just flowers, and so it's awesome that we can do that for them too.
And I think it's a level of customer service that not a lot of people see in local businesses that is there, because you don't see it every single day, but that one family that you become a counselor, or you become someone, you're at their wedding site and pinning up their dress, and you help them pin up their dress.
You jump in and you do whatever you have to do.
Right.
So, yep. we have a lot of out-of-town brides too lately, with places like the Red Barn and places like the Allure. People are coming from other towns and aren't familiar with our area, so they need more help than just if we're referred as the florist and they say like we need cake, we need a DJ, we need. So yeah, you definitely become more involved than just doing the flowers too, which is true. It's fun.
It
You
is.
get to like know them. I mean, I've taken over Kaya, so
It's pretty exciting, actually.
my new sister.
Touching on that fact of people coming into LaPorte that are not familiar, we do have a nice, exciting influx of people who are out of towners enjoying our gorgeous little city, and that just makes me so thrilled. And you're absolutely, literally separated from everyone else in your game right now because of the amazing bridal work that you do. Like, I would like to also touch on the fact that also you specialize in making and creating beautiful weddings, and they are fantastic. And those bouquets are so awesome and original and wild and wonderful.
We don't sit a bride down with a book and tell them to pick out what they want. You'll never find that at Toby's. I mean, we have pictures to look at, and you can get some ideas, but your wedding is going to be unique and something different. And I can't tell you that I've even made, obviously red roses are going to be red roses in a bouquet, but as far as like, the mixed arrangements, I can't tell you I've made the same one twice. It's just awesome.
And that's very similar to how we run our catering company too, is, we don't keep people inside of a box,
Right.
which a lot of people are interested in these days.
Yeah.
You and I were at the bridal show together, and I think the services that you and I were providing were a lot different from other caterers and florists there, which is great that we can do that for this community and for people coming to visit.
Yeah,
as well.
it's wonderful. It is like the cutting edge of what you love doing. And I think most of us who are truly in love with what we do always gravitate toward that new sense of energy.
And you just want to be around people that think the way that you do, and give that kind of quality and service that you offer also.
Yes.
People who don't offer that kind of service don't get it. So it's
So
cool.
true, yeah. Yeah, and the ones who get it will search you out, and I
Yep.
think that searching out is so important for us as key members, and offering amazing business, creative details for all the people who come through our beautiful little town. Yes.
Well, Jessica, thank you for being with us today. Do you have any final thoughts you want to throw out to our viewers?
You know what? We've heard it a million times, but I can't say it enough. The shop local. You can't support local business enough. And when someone, when someone doesn't make it here in town, the first thing you hear is all the negative about that. And we just need support from the community. You have to shop local and keep shopping local.
Absolutely.
That's so-
obviously,
so true.
as a business owner and as a store owner, we are completely realistic in the fact that you're not going to find everything that you want in LaPorte. And clearly you're going to have to go somewhere else sometimes. But when you can, do it. Anywhere,
Absolutely.
everywhere, all the time.
Yeah, and also too, to be the person who you are, which is so creative, original, and unique and wonderful. Gravity comes, with that surge of energy, and you'll be able to provide all those things. I'm just so excited about our movers and shakers because we are such a terrific group of people, and if we just keep doing it, it's like the field of dreams. If you build it, they will come.
It really has felt like that over the last year.
It's so true. It's so true. Well, we're just so proud of you, Jess.
Thank
and
you.
We adore you. Yeah. Thank you for being on the Movers and Shakers show.
Fantastic.
Up next, we're going to have our segment from the artist.
Hi, welcome back. This is our segment from the artist. So we're going to show you one of our cocktails that we make here at Spire, featuring Journeyman Buggy Whip whiskey. All of our cocktails are created by Cody, our bartender, and this is actually his version of a Manhattan. He's calling it the Harrington Manhattan. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 2 ounces of Jack Daniels. We're going to take 2 ounces of the Buggy Whip whiskey. Do you like a Manhattan, Laura?
I do. I love a Manhattan.
Into the shaker. Then we're going to add in a 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Will you run around to that ice bin and give me a scoop of ice? And a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. Simple syrup is just equal parts sugar and water that's then boiled. And Laura's going to give me a scoop of ice.
Okay.
One more. There.
Okay.
We're going to shake it in our shaker.
the movers and shakers, Brad.
To the movers and shakers.
Put your hip
then
into
we're going to
it.
strain it into a martini glass. There you go. This is the Harrington Manhattan. You want to give it a sip?
I'll give it a sip.
Sip, not a chug.
While I sip it, why don't you tell people about
I got.
our fashion accessory?
Yeah, Laura's got a bacon Band-Aid on her burn.
Woo! That is good.
It is good, isn't it?
God, that's so good. So, Journeyman, actually,
That is good.
these guys are so fantastic. I love kind of their old antique
Yep.
artistry on every single label. This is where we'll be having the LOK Dreambird Feather Party.
Journeyman Distillery in Three Oaks. We also feature their full line of spirits here at Spire, which include a gin, a white whiskey, some vodka, rum. We have a rye whiskey, a bourbon, and several other items
Oh, that
as well.
blackberry one I like too.
In addition to the Buggy Whip. So stop in Spire, get a Journeyman cocktail. We have a whole list of Spire created cocktails by Cody. And visit Journeyman Distillery. They have a wonderful tasting room and a great food menu as well.
Yeah, so wonderful, all the way around.
Fantastic. We will be right back with our closing remarks.
Thank you.
Hi. So we had a great show today, didn't we?
We had a fabulous show.
A very interesting behind the scenes. If only you knew, behind the scenes show.
Yes,
Yeah.
the behind the scenes have been off the hook today.
Yes, they have been.
Yes.
So one of the things, I just want to recap Jessica, she does a great job at Toady.
She's so awesome.
One of the things that I just loved that she said is that she doesn't show her customers a book of flowers and say you have to choose from this list. And you know that as a small business owner, you are everything to your customers.
That's
Meaning,
right.
you know, and it's the same way with our catering company and you as an artist, you know, you give what the customers want.
We make their dreams come true in a way.
We're good small businesses.
Yes.
And luckily, most of the businesses in the port, if not all of them, are really great
It's
people
true.
to work with. Great customer service, but they're yes companies.
Yes.
Don't
that's
be
a good
afraid
point.
to ask, you know?
Because it's our pleasure to
Right.
provide custom customer service.
And one thing that I think a lot of our viewers should learn or understand if they don't already is don't be afraid to ask a small business owner because nine
That's
times out
right.
of 10 we're going to figure out a way to do it. And there are a lot of things that we can provide that people don't necessarily think about.
That's true.
You know, with Jessica, she can do everything
those
from anniversary
amazing-
flowers to
Mhm.
wedding bouquets to floral arrangements for funerals. And,
That's right.
You know, her skills run the gamut, and it's great that she is willing to do pretty much anything.
It's
that's
true.
asked of
You
her.
know, her skills run the gamut, and they're accompanied by a really endearing sense of true care and concern,
right.
which is fantastic. And I see that quality in you too, Brad. And of course, you know, I have that as well,
Absolutely.
especially with the donations, and my heart goes out to all these people who come into my life and our lives. And, you know, I was just saying the other day, you know, sometimes you can get burdened down by the loss of something, but then when you feel you've been put in a position to be an image of love and light and to give from that, from your heart, you know, it's such a redeeming quality.
Absolutely. Well, that's, I mean, we had a great show today.
We had a great show.
episode. Follow Toady Floral. They are on Facebook.
Toady
Just
Floral.
Look up Toady Floral,
Uh-huh.
follow them. And you have Facebook. We
Yeah.
remind people every
All
week.
the time.
Earth Angel Eco
Earth Angel
Art
Eco Art Studio.
by Laura Marie.
It's a really long one. Earth Angel Eco Art. If you put that in, it'd come right up. And
Spire
Brad,
Farm to
Spire
Fork
Farm
on
to
Facebook.
Fork.
So-
Let's do a high five, and I can show off the bacon Band-Aid. Hey, baby, high five! Woo! Okay. So we did have a great
I think
show.
it's about time that this show ends because
Let's wrap it up.
Let's
finish
it up.
that cocktail you made.
Yeah, you can.
I will.
It was a great
Me and the
cocktail.
Coyote
The fire.
and the cocks out back.
Oh God. Well, until next time, we will see you next week on Movers and Shakers.
Yes.
Have a great week.
Bye-bye.